Hey everybody, welcome to Modscast. Looking over some of the past videos, and the first one I read a thing I'd written. The other ones I kind of did bullet points or things. So I'm experimenting with format on how you think will work best. So I'm interested in your response and comments. So let me know what you think would be best. If you'd like to see me maybe work through specific news items, news articles. I guess I could try and figure out how to do videos, stuff like that. I know that Hard Bastard does a great program looking at that, more specific on my analysis. Like I said, I've said a couple times, I'm a 30,000 feet guy. What's the big trend? What does it suggest? Philosophical, psychological underpinnings of things. But I mean, I can do anything, so I'm real interested in your feedback. If there's maybe a book you want to refer or ask about, or whatever, just let me know. I'll be upgrading my technology here probably, and maybe get better camera, mic, and start figuring out all that tech stuff. So at any rate, like I said, I appreciate feedback. Today I was a little frustrated to hear yesterday that the Susan Rice records of unmasking, the whole, for those of you that aren't familiar, the whole question that when Michael Flynn's name was unmasked, that NSA documents are only supposed to be unmasked by certain people, and you're not supposed to know who the American people are. So when they monitor foreign communications for security reasons, the names of American citizens who are on the receiving end of phone calls from foreign countries are protected. So it'll say American Citizen 1, American Citizen 2. If you read the transcript, if you're in the intelligence community and you read the transcript, it'll just say American Citizen 1, American Citizen 2, because they're supposed to be protected as American citizens, their anonymity. And the object of the investigation is obviously the foreign agency, so you're not interested. Now, you can request to have those unmasked if you think it's important or relevant. Evidently, there was a lot of unmasking requests done by the White House in the last days of the Obama administration. But what frustrated me yesterday was to learn that the documents that would contain the information of who requested the unmasking have been sent on to the Obama library, which means a 5-year seal is on them. It just stinks. I don't know how else to put it. I've said before that we've got politicians who they know the system because they made the system, so they all know how to do it, and they're lawyers, and they know that they're counting on us to have the attention span of gnats, and that no one will care. After a little while, the next distraction, the next great thing will take us off it. And so they use the rules to hide things. And if you don't have anything to hide, why would you hide it? Generally speaking, people who wear masks, Antifa, whatever, when you wear a mask, if it's not for fun or a holiday, if you're hiding your identity, it's because you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. If you hide something, I mean, other than like a gift, okay, duh. But if you're hiding things, it's because you kind of know they're wrong. So the whole thing, the democracy dies in darkness, WAPO, their slogan. Well, there's an awful lot of darkness going on, and it's not reserved to one side or the other. Hiding things is hiding them in the darkness. You don't need regulations. You don't need presidential library 5-year bans if you didn't do anything wrong. Okay? Everyone wants to go, well, it's complicated. People just don't understand. They might judge it this way or that. Well, maybe that's because that's what it is. And this whole system is built on the idea that you're going to trust the people to judge. And yeah, they might get it wrong, but guess what? We've decided it's better for everybody to be involved in seeing the stuff and making a judgment than it is for one person to be, or one organization or group to be deciding what gets seen and what doesn't. I mean, that's a major problem. And it's just frustrating because the whole thing assumes a degree of stupidity and short attention span. Um, you know, it's like if you saw, it's like dealing with children again, because, you know, a kid hides something and then you know, if you were a teacher or a parent and your child hides something, and it's obvious that they've hidden something, right? Oh, what are you doing? And they go, nothing. Well, come on. Of course you know they're up to something. You know it. And if you were, I mean, you would never say, oh, okay, well, thanks. Well, not if you, you know, were interested in getting at the truth and parenting your kid and making sure that they're not in danger or, you know, doing something they shouldn't be doing. But that's what we're asked to do here, right? Pay no attention to the little man behind the curtain. Wizard of Oz all over again. And I would have this problem no matter the administration. I do have this problem no matter the administration. Now, I recognize there are certain things that need to be kept secret, okay? And I know it's human nature not to bring things out, right? If you don't have to, that might be taken the wrong way. That's human nature. But when someone says, okay, we need to see that, you know, the adult, like I said, the kid who hides something, the kids are going to try to hide things, that's fine. When they get caught, okay, then, all right, here. Being an adult is not about not making mistakes or doing things the wrong way. Being an adult is about how you handle it when you are caught or when you realize that you've done things the wrong way. Now, of course, you should choose not to do them, and I would hope that you would. But this idea that leadership is involved in not making mistakes or that adulthood is involved, oh, you know, the reality is that's what kids think. See, when you're a kid, you think the adults don't ever make mistakes, right? And then all of a sudden, your parents get divorced, or, you know, your dad loses his job, your mom loses her job, something happens, and you realize they're not perfect, right? And that's not their fault. I don't mean to suggest that losing their jobs is not their fault. But you have this idea that they're in control of everything, right? And then you start to understand, wow. So worse than that, you know, they lose their temper or something, and all of a sudden you go, wow, okay. Now, how they respond to that, the measure of adulthood is how you deal with when you make mistakes and your ability to be held accountable for them and to recognize that they don't define you, but that you can't deny them. Because a kid will sit there and insist, I didn't do that. No, I didn't. That's childish. It's adolescent at best. And a lot of the adolescents that I work with and teach, I always try to teach, hey, you know, own up to it. You'll be free of it if you can own up to it and you realize it doesn't define you. But top to bottom, politicians don't take responsibility. The buck doesn't stop there. It always stops at somebody down below. And that's ridiculous. Because these are people who think it's better to be right than it is to do right. That's a child, not an adult. So, yeah, that's what tube is. Give me feedback. It's a short one today. Let me know what you think and what you think would be good. And, yeah, remember, unlike those people, it's far more important to do right than it is to be right. Thanks for watching. Cheers.